To start the chain reaction, all we need is one neutron. I think you can see what is going to happen. Watch.
My first introduction to nuclear power was quite nice. It was a Disney movie called Our Friend the Atom. The atom was going to bring about a wonderful revolution in the way we got our energy. And there was a nuclear-powered submarine, the Nautilus, that went under the North Pole, and us kids were really enthusiastic about that. And then, when I was in my early teens, Admiral Rickover came to give a speech. And my dad knew I was interested in science. So he took me.
Watch the control rods come out. As the control rods come out, the reactor starts, the water starts in circulating through here.
He was a wonderful speaker, and he was very inspiring about American technology and about the future. And he talked about nuclear energy being used to light up cities, not just run submarines. So it was a generally positive notion.
I got into the nuclear business in early 1948. Prior to that, I was working on engines for the Tucker automobile. Everything we had done up until that time to produce energy was by burning something. The enticement in the nuclear business was the fact that it was a new source of energy, a new way to generate heat. But the equivalency is huge. 1 pound of uranium, which is the size of my fist, if you could release all of the energy, it has the equivalent of about 5,000 barrels of oil. That to me is amazing. I worked at Argonne National Laboratory in Idaho, which really was the headquarters in the world for nuclear power at the time. We were building this first in the world experimental breeder reactor. EBR-1 was an experiment just to prove that the concept made sense scientifically. Everything happened just like we expected it to. The reactors went critical. Critical means you have enough uranium so that it generates heat. All the reactor does is generates heat. The end product is steam, and then once you have steam, it's the same whether you generate the electricity with oil or coal or gas, or just as long as you have a source of heat. So we generated electricity, and then we hooked up 4 light bulbs, and we lit the light bulbs from atomic energy. Nobody else had done it before. But the fact that the whole nuclear business, atomic energy, was started for a bomb and used as a bomb. And I think that put the negative side on it.
I'm just old enough to have conscious memory of World War II and the ending of World War II. Nuclear bombs were not just a weapon, they were a little window into some kind of Armageddon. The photographs and the films and the stories that came out of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, those things cut pretty deep. So you had this very strong residue of this is not primarily an energy source, this is primarily a weapon that we feel very badly about. And then the testing went on and on. before it really slowed down, there were over 2,000 tests of nuclear weapons. I grew up having nightmares that my hometown was bombed into oblivion and I was the only survivor. Us kids were in school doing duck and cover routines under the desks, and the backyard fallout shelters and all this stuff made it all pretty personal.